Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic of SVG, that is AnimateMotion element. Okay, so in this session, we will discuss what is AnimateMotion element, how we can utilize it, what are the benefits of using it. But before we proceed, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on AnimateMotion. But you should know about the other basic things also, like what is SVG, how we can draw shapes on SVG like rectangles and other shapes, right? Similarly, you should know how to write text on SVG. If you know all these things, then it would be much easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. That's why I'm suggesting you to follow the sessions in a sequential way. Clear? Fine. So as we discussed, like by the end of the session, we will be able to understand what is AnimateMotion element, how we can use it, what are the benefits, what are steps, and what are the steps that we are supposed to follow in order to implement the thing. Okay, fine. So now let's talk about the code, like how we are going to write the code and what we have already written. So the code is simple and straightforward. Here you can see just we are noting down one title in the head section. There is one heading which is HTML by Sharmit, right? So if I show you the output of this program, so it is coming like this, HTML by Sharmit. Now what we will do, here we will put one more heading, and this heading would show like how like this heading will tell the topic of today's session, which is animate. So I'll write here AnimateMotion element in SVG. Okay, so we have noted down. Now you can refresh it. So after a refresh, you can see that two heading has been populated on the screen, which is AnimateMotion element in SVG. Clear? Now as we are talking about everything related to SVG, so it's time to add the SVG here. So how to include the SVG? So to include SVG, you just need to write here SVG element. Then we are supposed to pass its width and height. So he'll put height and width. Let me increase the brightness for you. Fine. Okay, so I think now it is okay. Yeah, so now here we will put the firstly we will put the width. In width we will put 1000 pixel, height 500 pixel, style border 5px, solid black. Okay, now you can save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that one SVG has been added on the screen with a border, and we have just added this border just to show the area that is covered by the SVG. Okay, now after this, what we will do here, we will include some shapes on which we are going to perform the animation through AnimateMotion element. So the shape that we are going to draw here is the rectangle. So you just need to use this rect element, and I'm assuming you all know how to draw rectangle because this thing we have already covered many times. So for now I'm just directly passing the attribute where the x value would be 45, y value would be 18. Then we have width. In width you can simply put 255. Then we will put height. In height we will put 45, and then we will apply some styling like style. Here I'll use stroke color. Okay, stroke color would be green. Then we will select after stroke color we will put fill. So here we will write fill. In fill we will put none for now because we don't want to show any color on it, and then we are good. So rectangle has been added. Now you can refresh the screen and you will see that one rectangle has been added on the screen. Now understand the requirement. So what we want to do, we want to move this rectangle in a circular, not in a circular, in a curvical way. That means it should draw it should follow the path of curve in order to move from one place to another. Okay, so to implement this thing, what we will do, we will include the AnimateMotion element. So for that you just need to write here AnimateMotion and in AnimateMotion we will provide all the attributes. So this is the main topic of today's session. Okay, here we will write firstly the path. In path we will put m0 comma 0 space q60 space, after q60 we will put here 100 0 q60 comma minus 90, not 90, it should be 20 comma 20 space 100 comma 0, and then we are good. Okay, so after this I'll tell you what are the meaning of these values, but for now I'm just directly writing these all information here. So what we have provided, m0 0 q60 100 100 0 q60 minus 20 100 0. Okay, after that we will write here begin. In begin we will provide 0 seconds, then we will provide dur. In dur we will provide 10 seconds, then we will put repeat count. In repeat count we will put indefinite, FINITE. Okay, now you are good to save this thing, and once you have saved it you can refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser you will see that now this is moving in a curvical motion. It is drawing one curve, right, after while moving on the SVG. So this is how the rectangle we can use AnimateMotion element to move the curve. Clear? Now the next requirement is that we want to move one text also along with this box. Like you can mention here some name, and that name should also move along with this. So how to implement this thing? So for that we will use another element, which is text element, but before that we should know about these values, like what are these values. Okay, so here if we talk about the first value, like m0 and 0, so this is nothing but it is telling like this is the starting point. M means move to a specific point, and point is 0 0, so it should start from 0 0. Then we have next value as q60 100 100 0. What is this? So this is the first quadratic Bezier curve, where Q means quadratic Bezier curve, which creates a smooth curve using one control point. And control point, starting control point is 60 100, control point guiding the curve. Then we have end curve point, end point of the curve is 100 and 0. Clear? So this makes a curved motion bending towards 60 100 before reaching 100 0. Clear? Fine. Then we have next second quadratic Bezier curve, which shows another quadratic which shows that the new control point is now 60 and 20, 60 and negative 20, which is a new control point, and then we have 100 and 0, which is a new end point. Clear? So this makes another curve, but bending in the opposite direction due to the minus negative, a slight upward movement. Okay, because of this negative thing it will move upwards. Clear? Then we have begin, which will start the motion from 0 second. Then we have duration, which you already know that duration means it will show the motion till 10 second in a 10 second. Then we have repeat count, which will show this thing in a indefinite minute, like how many times you want to repeat the motion. So we have just provided indefinite. Clear? So I think now it is clear like how we are utilizing for rectangle. Similarly we will include for the text. So for that I'll use the text element. In text element we will provide the required values like x and y. So here x value would be you can put the x value as 50. Then we have y value would be 50. Then we have style. In style we will put font family, and in font family we will put Verdana or anything which you want to use. Okay, this is not fixed that you have to always use this, you can use anything. Then we will put here font size. In font size we will simply put the size as 32. Okay, and then we are good with it. Okay, so here like I'll simply save this thing, and here we can put the text which you want to show on a screen. So I want to show my text name as Sharmit. Just save it and refresh the browser. So now you can see the text is added, but it is not moving along with this rectangle. Why? Because we have not applied any motion element, animate motion element, right? So to implement the same thing, you just need to copy this animate motion, because same kind of motion we want to add for the text also. Make sure to expand this thing, otherwise it won't work if you keep it outside, because this is the first and priority thing, that you should keep your animate motion inside the target element, otherwise it won't work. Now save it and refresh it. So now you can see this text is also moving along with the shape. So this is how we can utilize animate motion element in SVG. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.